Well, with the playing of that familiar theme song, we go out to the left coast of the United States and hear a familiar voice. That of Michael Snyder is going to tell you what not to see and sometimes what to see. Michael?
Hi, Alex, and hello, everybody. Season's greetings from Los Angeles, California. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I think the first night of Hanukkah falls on Christmas Eve. When does that ever happen? Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Ramadan, Happy Tet. I hope you're going to put up your tent decorations. Yeah. But in any event, happy holidays. We have a passel of movies because the studios and others have waited till this most crucial time of year to drop the last of their Oscar buzz movies and wannabes, and we should get to that. What do you say?
Go ahead. We're waiting. Okay.
The first film on our list is not really an Oscar movie. It's just a sci-fi blockbuster, if you can call it a blockbuster, since it focuses on only two characters, really. It's a sci-fi thriller called Passengers, and it's set in an unspecified future when two spacecraft passengers, played by the ever-adorable Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, are inadvertently awakened 90 years early while on a 120-year journey to another planet with thousands of others who are going to populate this colony planet and bring the wonders of Earth to, I don't know, another solar system. Yeah, that's the assumption. Anyway, everyone's in suspended animation, and something goes wrong with one guy's pod, and that guy is engineer mechanic Chris Pratt. And from that point on, the movie spirals forward as, he's driven to distraction by being alone. Anyway, the movie is from Morton Tildum, who was the director of the Oscar-winning film The Imitation Game, and from screenwriter John Spates, who, for better or worse, wrote Doctor Strange, better, and the Alien prequel Prometheus, worse. And this is kind of somewhere in the middle. And as science fiction goes, it's not bad. It actually addresses questions of mortality, the needs of the many, the human hunger for companionship. Greatness eludes it, let me tell you. It has to take advantage of its charming co-stars and soften or redeem any creepiness that might show up about these two people being alone on a spacecraft. And by the way, they're not the only actors in the bunch. There are a handful of others, including Lawrence Fishburne, and in a strange and significant supporting role, Michael Sheen, who steals the movie. And the effects are state-of-the-art. You know, bargain matinee. If you like science fiction, you could go to this thing and not feel like you kind of ruined your life. But if you worry about things like relationships between the sexes and, maybe the issues of stalking, this may leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Anyway, I liked Passengers. What can I tell you? I sure as hell liked it better than Assassin's Creed, also a movie that is not destined for the awards and the nominations and the accolades. Oh, man. Of all people, Michael Fassbender takes on the role of a guy who explores the memories of one of his ancestors and subsequently realizes he possesses the skills of a master assassin because he's descended from a secret society who was in battle with the Knights Templar. This thing co-stars Marion Cotillard, get this, Jeremy Irons, Brendan Gleeson, and Charlotte Rampling. What could go wrong? Well, it's based on a famous video game, and there are so many different kinds of bad on display, from a nonsensical backstory to clumsy action sequences that are kind of choked by layered CGI, images that look straight out of a surprise video game. This is serious bunk and hokum, but what of the stellar cast? Oh my God. Let's think about this. Irons, Rampling, and Gleeson might have 15 lines between them, with Gleeson not even showing up until the final third, nay, the final quarter of the film, and being on screen for, 5 minutes, maybe. So you got Oscar winner Cotillard and Oscar nominee Fassbender spouting plenty of dialogue, and 90% of it is nonsensical. And, I could hear them go gabble, gabble, goo, goo, ga, and get some pleasure out of it, but not here. No chemistry, no grandeur, just ridiculous leaping and slashing on the action, convoluted, unconvincing myth-making, incoherent, repetitive, no real or clear stakes, dull. The quality of the cast and how all the talent's wasted reminds me of the recent crapfest Collateral Beauty. As terrible a film as Collateral Beauty was, at least it had its heart in the right place, or tried to get it there. Assassin's Creed is just crass, high-priced video game cross-promotion. And I say a hard no. Okay. From the American and French co-production company Illumination, the people that brought us, for better or worse, Despicable Me and the Minions, it's Sing. Sing is a musical, funny animal pastiche featuring a lot of good voices and a lot of songs you'll recognize, but ultimately, its product spat out. It's as if written by committee. There are moments that are very sweet. Let's put it this way. I didn't hate it. Kids might like it. Here's the essence. Buster Moon is an earnest, showbiz-loving koala bear voiced by Matthew McConaughey. He's a wannabe entrepreneur with a failing theater in an imagined Los Angeles filled with various species of animals that all live together in somewhat harmony. By the way, the animals, not a showbiz shark and pigeon joke. So anyway, Buster decides the only way to save the theater and revive his fortunes is by putting on a big singing competition with prize money that he can't really afford. The competitors eventually include an overburdened pig housewife with 30 piglets and a husband who ignores her, voiced by Reese Witherspoon, a nasty little Sinatra-styled mouse, voiced by Seth MacFarlane, a young gorilla with a soulful voice who is reluctant to join his father in a criminal gang. He's voiced by Taron Egerton of the Kingsman movies. A porcupine punk rock chick, that's Scarlett Johansson, and a timid teenage elephant with a big belter's voice, and that's Tori Kelly. Zootopia the musical, Zoonopia. I mean, it's well rendered, has a first-rate voice cast. Sing is ultimately as populist and pedestrian in its message as the TV reality talent shows that inspired it. Maybe it's a little more worthwhile than Pop Idol, The Voice, and Phil in the Country's Got Talent, but it has none of the depth and pointed social satire of Zootopia. It certainly pales by comparison. It aims for feel-good with a lovable troupe of animals, performing familiar, maybe one or two original-ish pop tunes, and there's a constant stream of needle drops to kind of draw you in, short bursts of the real recordings of Bowie and Queen and other famous performers. And there's even a nice Jennifer Hudson rendition of the Beatles' Golden Slumbers, but ultimately Sing seems like it's a movie that will be quickly forgotten. Fences is based on August Wilson's award-winning play. It's a very potent tale of an African-American father who's dealing with race relations in the U.S., specifically working-class Pittsburgh, while trying to raise his family in the 50s and deal with his life. It stars Denzel Washington, who also directs the film, and also co-stars the great Viola Davis as this guy who is a trash man and an honest, hard-working guy who, loves to drink and unwind after work. Viola Davis plays his long-suffering wife. As an adaptation of a play, its roots are showing structurally and thematically, although Denzel does his best to open it up to show 50s Pittsburgh and the neighborhood where the movie is set. But it never stops feeling like a film stage play. That said, it is one potent piece of drama with superb performances from everybody, especially Davis, who deserves every accolade that's coming her way. Michael T. Williamson is also quite good as the family member in the group who has some developmental problems. Let's put it that way. Fine stuff, and earnest for sure. Is it as great as some other films I've seen lately? Not really, but still, I have to give it the thumbs up. A Monster Calls is a highly touted, heartrending mix of drama and fantasy, wherein an ancient tree spirit takes a 12-year-old boy on a journey of courage, faith, and truth when the kid's mom is diagnosed with a serious illness. It features the voice of Liam Neeson as the tree, Felicity Jones as the mom, and Sigourney Weaver looking as old as she really is, as opposed to as vibrant as you see her on talk shows. She plays the boy's grandmother. This is from J.A. Bayona, the director of The Orphanage and The Impossible. He's a good director, And supernatural horror show, not really. It's more trees of endearment. For some reason, tears were not jerked as I watched it, but, your salty, wet mileage may vary. Liam Neeson, he's got that big stentorian voice. Is he a living tree or a woodland spirit or a bark monster? I don't know what he is, but he terrorizes the kid facing mom's mortality and the prospect of having mean old grandma as his guardian. I kept waiting for Neeson's tree thing to bark out, "Give me back my sapling," but it never happened. I mean, these are good actors. It's sweet. It's well-meaning. Again, I just wasn't as moved as I think the film wanted me to be. Okay, Hidden Figures is an historical drama wherein a team of African-American women are tasked to provide NASA with important mathematical data, which is needed to launch the program's first successful space missions in the early 60s. Great cast. Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and singer Janelle Monáe play the three women that are focused on. Kevin Costner is their boss at NASA. Kirsten Dunst is like one of those mean-spirited middle management types there. And Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory is another scientist who doesn't particularly like these women, particularly African-American women, muscling into a man's world of super science.
Well, this is one movie I've seen so far because I get the screeners for the Academy.
Right.
And Jim Parsons playing a scientist who's surly. What's that all about?
I know. I mean, what a stretch. Oh, my God.
I mean, at least, what's his name? The other guy is in Florence Foster Jenkins, and in fact got nominated for a Golden Globe and does a spectacular job. I'm trying to
the guy who plays, Wallowitz. Yeah, that guy. Look, it's funny. At one point, didn't Jim Parsons in this movie say, "Get out of my chair. You're sitting in my chair." It's exactly what Sheldon would have said.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, look, what's weird about this is that, it could have been all messagey and overbearing, but
it's not.
It doesn't. It's heartfelt and engaging, and damn, Janelle Monáe, the pop singer, is actually a hell of a good actress. I mean, see Madonna? It can be done when you have actual
I was amazed
talent.
with Taraji P. Henson because she is, she's like a big TV star playing a certain role and known for a certain role. And then they give her this leading role that is completely against that type, and it's really a career maker for her.
She plays the randy, manipulative cookie on TV's Empire. She was also the stalwart, tough gal, cop on Person of Interest, and this is totally removed from both of those characters, and she's wonderful. And Olivia Spencer, she redeems herself after playing a sleazy hooker in the vulgar and unfunny Bad Santa 2. I thought that this was a good film.
Again, a small film, and so therefore I would say wait for it to come to cable, wait for it to be on DVD or Blu-ray, because, to sit in a theater and see something that really plays very well on a TV screen is, unless you want to get out,
The fact that Taraji P. Henson is a TV star, that's not the issue here. This is a movie that will really read well at home. It's a good film. Patriots Day, I really thought this was well done and as good as docudrama gets. Only it's not strictly a docudrama, despite covering a real incident in recent history, the Boston Marathon bombing. And it includes dramatic portrayals of real people and their actual stories. But the central figure in the movie is what I'm assuming is a fictional compendium of a few heroic police officers who had to deal with the horror of this terrorist attack and went after the perps with determination. That guy is played by Mark Wahlberg in one of his best turns on screen, and his fictional wife is played by Michelle Monaghan, and they're a major part of what's going on here. I just wish they hadn't abused dramatic license by creating their hero instead of sticking to the facts and finding someone in the story who actually was in the middle of the investigation, or even a few people. As I see it, that verity would have made for an even better experience. The star vehicle aspects aside, make no mistake that this feels like a Wahlberg passion project. This is a fine, intense, and dramatically satisfying movie about the pursuit of the brothers who visited horror upon the city of Boston and, held the nation wrapped with their vile deeds. And, John Goodman plays the police commissioner. J.K. Simmons is a police sergeant. Kevin Bacon is the special agent who was brought in to help track down these two brothers who had done this. It's a great cast. Peter Berg directs. Solid script. Why was it necessary to kind of fictionalize the central figure? For whatever reason, that knocks us down a notch or two. But Patriots Day is a pretty good experience. Silence is a new film that had been long in development from Martin Scorsese, the great director. And it's a sweeping historical drama. Two 17th century Jesuit priests have to deal with persecution and violence when they travel to Japan to find their mentor and continue the propagation of Christianity. It stars Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson. I mean, this thing had been sitting around for a while, and it's beautiful to watch and very deep, bringing up all sorts of challenging ideas about faith, the morality of religious conversion, and cultural invasion and appropriation. But it's a bit of a slog. And there's also the jarring aspect of Adam Driver playing a Portuguese missionary. The inescapably modern Driver can't help but come off as a hipster missionary from the Portuguese section of Brooklyn. So thank God, I see what I did there, that the lead missionary is played to a fare thee well by Andrew Garfield. And oh my God, it's Liam Neeson again. And he's not an overgrown talking shrub here. He's another missionary, and of course he does not say at any juncture, "Give me back my rosary." Instead, it keeps plodding forward. Silence is a beautiful film and a significant film on a lot of levels, but you have to be very, very patient. It's adapting of a 1966 novel and from a Japanese author, by the way, Shushaku Endo. But it's got the sweep that you expect from Scorsese. I just wish it had been better. And I really wanted to Live by Night. I wanted to Love by Night. No, I wanted to Live by Night, which is the latest film from director and actor Ben Affleck. And there are things to recommend. This latest movie that he wrote and directed and adapted from a Dennis Lehane novel, as he did for the earlier film Gone Baby Gone. But the collaboration isn't as successful here as it was for the contemporary crime story. There's period detail in this tale of a young man during the Roaring 20s who finds himself basically corrupted by being involved in bootlegging. And the period detail is nice, and some of the performances are fine. Elle Fanning is wonderful as a young woman caught up in the hysteria in Florida, where our lead character moves to kind of start a beachhead for the crime boss up north. Chris Messina and Sienna Miller are pretty far removed from what we've come to expect from them, with Messina doing a slovenly ethnic role in fine style, and Sienna Miller almost unrecognizable, but devastating as a Moll devoted to self-preservation. And look, it's Brendan Gleeson again, and unlike his work in Assassin's Creed, he actually gets to act, albeit in a small role and only in a few scenes. Good turns from Zoe Saldana and Chris Cooper, but we've seen this before, and we've seen it better. Affleck is a little feckless as the decent guy hardened by crime and circumstance, and when it comes to directing the sprawling saga of a criminal kingpin, he ain't De Palma, nor Scorsese, nor Coppola. He might turn out to be the best Batman, though, and it remains to be seen. He's certainly the best Bruce Wayne, or he looks the part more than his predecessors. This film would also be something you might want to watch at home. I had high expectations for it, and I was somewhat disappointed by the pedestrian aspects of it. Two quick foreign films we'll just mention in passing. Julieta is the latest of Pedro Almodovar's movies, and I liked it better than a couple of his comedies. It's about a middle-aged woman who finds out that her daughter has shown in Madrid after being away for a while, and she begins reflecting on her past. It seems like more of the same from Almodovar. Expertly done, but I had that been there, seen that feeling. The actors are all great. He's a fine director, but the script. It's always about that, and we've sort of been here before. And finally, Tony Erdmann. Lots of accolades for this movie. An unconventional father-daughter relationship is at the heart of it. It's a satirical comedy and a little bit of drama, and it won a prize at Cannes.
What's it called? What's it called again?
Tony Erdmann, Toniermann. It's Germany's entry for this year's foreign film Oscar, and in the context of a snarky father-daughter character study, it goes in some really interesting directions, but it lingers a little too long at some times and in some of these places. And the title character is a piece of work, infuriating and frustrating, but I guess that's what the writer-director Marin Ade wants to do to the audience. And the movie does address a pertinent issue, the treatment of older people, how society can devalue them, and what to do about these guys that they can contribute, but people kind of belittle them or ignore them after a point. The actor who plays the lead character, Winifred, Tony Erdmann, is Peter Simonacek or something. Oh man, he's fantastic, and the woman who plays his daughter is also good. But I don't know that this is going to be for everybody, and it's long, 162 minutes. Speaking of long, let's try to wrap this. Watching anything on TV?
Nah, it's not that time of the year now, is it?
No, but there must be something out there. A Charlie Brown Christmas?
Oh, forget that.
Okay. You could watch Blackadder's Christmas Carol, which is kind of a tonic for those of us who find this year, the time of year, kind of cloying and saccharine. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's funny and it's pretty dark. And Rowan Atkinson's Blackadder character is always good for a laugh.
No, this is a bad time. There's no real new TV stuff, and it's usually all the Christmas fare, and it's, they had a very good tribute to Tony Bennett on NBC the other night, but that's come and gone already. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nah, not really. Not really. I wish there was. All I know is I got a whole bunch of movies to watch.
Oh, you got the discs. That's
no,
good.
We don't get discs anymore, really. We do get discs, but the vast majority of them are off a Apple app that plays them all. We get about 6 there, and then about 3 on iTunes, and then there was one that will be on disc that it doesn't replicate all the others, and that's La La Land. So, we'll have all those. I have all those good pictures to watch. We have Florence Foster Jenkins, which we've seen already. That sci-fi picture. What was it?
Passengers?
No. The one.
Arrival.
Arrival. Yeah, Arrival, which we've seen. But then there's Fences, and there's Lion, and there's Jackie, and there's something else I can't remember. There are tons of them. So we've got our work cut out for us before we fill out our ballot.
Well, that sounds good. We'll be back, I guess, in a week or two, right? We're going to take a bit of a holiday break after
next
this.
week. We're off here at GABNet, and then we'll see you the week after that. And wish you a very happy holiday season. And it looks like they got more than their share of movies to go see. What would you say are the best ones to go see?
For this week, I would say Fences probably, and I definitely enjoyed. There's good stuff out there. You know what? If you get a chance,
Hidden Figures is a good film, but you can wait for TV. You could wait for TV with Fences too, actually. Anyway,
that's probably fair. If you get a chance to see Manchester by the Sea, it'll bum you out on the holiday, but it is a very good film.
I had to run the theme a second time here. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. Check me out at Twitter at Culture Blaster and on Michael Snyder's Facebook page, the Michael Snyder's Culture Blaster. So, we'll be back in 2017.
Yeah, see you next year. And meanwhile, we'll see the rest of you coming right up with more GABNet.